What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we have At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul. This album was released in 1995, and it is part of something called Gothenburg metal, which is a weird mix of death metal and thrash metal that originated in the Gothenburg area of Sweden. So it has its own unique flavor and taste to it. I don't like it. This album comes in at 34 minutes and 14 seconds. It's a pretty short one, which is nice. This is At the Gates' fourth studio album. This album is actually one of the pioneer albums in the Gothenburg subgenre, the Gothenburg scene, if you will. Alright, let's see what this thing actually looks like. The album cover's weird. It's a lot going on, it's messy. Reminds me of Raining Blood from Slayer. Got the big man Jesus up here. Got some guns. Got some chains. Oh, we got a lot of guns, actually. I don't know what the hell these guys were thinking when they made this. The CD. Orange. Pretty plain. Looks good though, it's a nice color. The back here, we just got one of the guitarists and album titles, whatnot. The version I have is a whole bunch of bonus tracks, mainly covers. There's some demos, there's a couple live songs. And now the spine. You can actually read this one At the Gates. It's really nice. Bunch of lyrics, little pictures. Just the picture of the band right there. One thing this band does really well in the lyrics section, before the lyrics of a song, they give a little blurb about what they were thinking about when the song was either written, or what the song's about, or the mood of the writer of the song, which I think every band should do because it just gives you that extra insight into the music, and it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. Okay, let's get into the first song. Blinded by Fear opens the album. In the booklet, they said this is their most covered song. It comes in at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Now, like I said before, this music is a mix of death metal and thrash metal, done in a specific Swedish style. So the guitars sound unique, and the music's fast and in your face. One thing I do have to say is I really dislike this guy's voice. I don't think it suits the music too well. They got some great riffs throughout the entire album, actually. Almost every riff is solid. Track 2 is called Slaughter of the Soul. It's the album title track. Comes in at 3 minutes and 3 seconds. And much like the previous track and all the other tracks on this album, it's very fast, it's very in your face. They have unique guitar sound, they got great riffs, great solos. Vocalist still does his thing. Not really feeling him yet. Great chorus. The choruses in this album are pretty hit or miss, but this one's actually pretty good. We like it. So track 3, we have a song called Cold. This song comes in at 3 minutes and 27 seconds. This is one of those pioneer albums where they kind of knocked it out of the park right away, opposed to the My Dying Bride album that we listened to before, where they pioneered the death doom genre, but they kind of did it in a very sloppy way. This album sounds like this band really built from their sound before this, which was just melodic death metal. This song has a great solo. Just one of the best solos on the album is in this song. The last 30 seconds of the song are just a feedback battle, and it just honestly sounds horrible, and I hate it. The longest track on the album, called Under a Serpent's Sun, comes in at 3 minutes and 59 seconds. I would say this is one of their tamer songs on the album. They don't really give it the full speed and ferocity that you've just heard in the last three, which is nice. It's a good little breakup. It's good scream in this one too. They just have great guitar throughout this entire album. I can't say enough about the guitar, to be honest. The last minute of this song just really wraps it up in such a cool way that it sounds unique from the others and unique to itself, actually. They also bookend it with screams, which is pretty cool. I love when that happens. The next song is called Into a Dead Sky, and this is the shortest song on the album, coming in at 2 minutes and 12 seconds. It is their only interlude, which is just a nice acoustic. My only problem with this is that it is a little bit too long for an interlude, 2 minutes, for what we get. Just the acoustic continue, like, it's nice, but it doesn't lead to much, and I don't know, it doesn't really suit me. So we're gonna give this one a skip, move on to the next track. Next one we have is called Suicide Nation. Comes in at 3 minutes and 36 seconds. So it's one of their catchier songs on the album. They have some cool vocal effects going on. They have a great opening. Great riffs, like always. Really hate this guy's vocals. Just can't get into them for some reason. I'm not sure what it is. The 7th track is called World of Lies. Comes in at 3 minutes and 36 seconds. This one's not as catchy as the others. It's more straightforward. There's no really good, intricate, unique riffs. It's more just furious chugging, I would say. I would say this is their most straightforward song on the album. It's just fast, furious, start to finish. They don't take much time doing something else. Now this song has a great ending solo too, which is really cool to hear. I love it when songs end with solos. This next song is called Unto Others, and it comes in at 3 minutes and 11 seconds. So this is another song with great riffs throughout. Awesome guitars. They have a really, really good solo in here too. The one thing I really love about this album is that all the songs have the same kind of feel, and they do sound very similar to one another, but the band writes them in such a way, and they write them so well, that you can tell which song is which without looking, and you don't have to actually sit through 11 songs in this album where they all sound exactly the same. It's pretty good. It's very well written. The 9th track is called Nausea, and it comes in at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So it's the short track. It's furious, it's quick, speedy like the others, great riffs, great sound. This one you can clearly hear the Slayer influence. It does sound like a Slayer song besides the vocals. Not bad, I enjoy it. I think they did a good job trying to sound like Slayer. Second last song on the album is called Need. Comes in at 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So we are almost finished the album now. The last 3 songs are under 3 minutes. And this honestly kind of sounds like a filler to me. They had nowhere to put it. It's not that there's anything super bad about this song. It does have good guitar, great riffs. But it just kind of sounds like they didn't do anything unique with it, which is why I think it's the second last song, and then it's just kind of getting it over with, maybe. This song also has a very weird ending that I'm not a fan of. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. It comes out of nowhere. So the final track here, called The Flames at the End, very appropriate title for a closing track of an album. It comes in at 2 minutes and 56 seconds, and this was originally written for a horror film that they took the synth part and they just added some guitar, and then they added a drum machine over it, and that's what we have now. I actually really enjoyed it as a closing track. It doesn't sound like anything else on the rest of the album. It's nice that they didn't end with a really fast song, considering we've heard all that already, and it's nice to actually go out on a more slow, somber note with this nice horror synth. So yeah, that was At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul. 11 tracks. Overall, it was good. Probably won't leave a lasting impression on me, but I did like it. Definitely probably the best Gothenburg album I've heard, considering I'm not a big fan of that subgenre. And I guess it is kind of cool to see where it came from, and actually hear the influences, where it started. So that's nice. Yeah. Other than that, I think I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. What about you? What do you think? Do you like this album? Do you hate this album? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, and yeah, have a good day.